Hello and welcome to my Age of Wonders 4 guide. The guide today is going to be heavily based off this hero skill, Gilded Magic, and what it does is it makes critical hits with magic attacks inflict Gilded for one turn. If you don't know what Gilded does, it basically just stuns you for a turn. And unlike most skills in this game, this does not have a chance of happening. This is just a 100% chance if you are getting a critical hit. So status resistance or anything like that is not going to help you at all. And most importantly is that it's not just for base attacks. This is for all magic abilities. This includes like signature abilities and skills. So you can use AoE with this and it is very strong. So when we're creating our race, the traits don't really matter too much, except for you want to get overwhelmed tactics. You can really pick any culture you want, but the high culture has access to a specific magic ability. Over here it is Exposing Light. It's an AoE ability with a range of 6, and so this works well with Gilded Magic.
What is their origin culture?
You can just pick whatever for your society traits, it doesn't matter. We're going to get Tome of Warding because the Summon Phantasm Warrior is a really nice early game summoning. Magical Wards is pretty nice. And this Staves of Warding combos really well with some support units, especially the Scalds. And also we need the Astral Affinity. You can pick whatever leader, but I think the Dragon Lord works best for this because his breath attack is considered a magic attack, and so the breath attacks will proc Gilded Magic. So for our second Tome of Magic, we're going to pick the Tome of Alchemy. It doesn't give you a whole lot of things. The Mysterious Tonic is nice for your support units, but the big reason we're picking this is for the Alchemist's Lab. It gives extra knowledge. It's a cheap research post. It only costs 130 production, and you really want a lot of knowledge with this build. So make sure you're building your Alchemist's Labs and your Sun Shrines once you hit Tier 2 of your cities for more research. For our first Tier 2 tome, we're going to get the Tome of Revelry, mostly because the Scald is a really, really good unit, and also the Reveler's Heart will give us extra morale, which can potentially give more crit chance. When you're hiring heroes, make sure they're of the right race so that you're getting the crit chance from overwhelm tactics and from your racial transformations. So for our second Tier 2 tome, we're going to get the Tome of Summoning, mostly just for the extra astral affinity. Our Tier 3 tome is going to be the Tome of Amplification. We're getting this tome because the Astral Blood transformation will give us Fortune, which increases our crit chance. For our next Tier 3 tome, we're going to get the Tome of Transmutation. This will allow us to convert our mana into gold and grow our cities faster. It will also give us Steel Skin, which is pretty nice, and Adaptive Armor. And more importantly, it gives the Transmutation Circle, which counts as a mine, and it also gives you a free magic material of your choosing in each of your cities. And this is really good because it will allow you to build certain items in the item forge later if you want. Pick up the Materium hero skill for your leader so that you have an extra Materium affinity for your next tome once you've hit level 8. And then for your tier 4 tome, you're going to pick up the Tome of the Golden Realm, obviously, because this build is about using Gilded Magic. For our next tier 4 Tome of Magic, we're going to either pick the Tome of the Astral Mirror or the Tome of the Astral Convergence. Just pick whichever one you like better. It doesn't really matter, we're just doing it for the Astral Affinity anyways. For our final tome, we're going to pick the Tome of the Archmage, because this gives Maximized Magic Hero Skill, which gives 40% crit chance on magic attacks. Also, Disruption Wave is a pretty nice spell as well. So when you're building your dragon, first you want to go for Materium aspect, which will give you 30% crit chance, which is very important. For this, you can just pick whatever, I guess. There's not anything really good for me right now. And then for the transformation at level 12, I pick Order Transformation because it will allow your breath attack to heal any allied units that it hits. For the skill points, you can just pick, you want to get Comet, and you want to get Quickened Breath, and then you Channel Power works on your breath attack, by the way, because the breath attack is considered magic, so pick that up. Pick up Distant Evocation, Exposing Light, Frost Evoker is good, and Fire Evoker. Then we're going to get Gilded Magic and Maximized Magic. And for your regular heroes, you want to pick up any signature skills that are magic attacks, especially AoE magic attacks. And pretty much do the same thing. You get all the evoker spells, so you can cast lots of spells to gild your enemies. Make sure you're getting Distant Evocation for the extra range as well. And make sure you get Gilded Magic and Maximized Magic. So this spell, Frostfire Detonation here, normally it's not a very good spell because it does a decent amount of damage, but it only does that damage to a single enemy, and it only does 30% to the rest of the enemies. But because of Gilded Magic, when this spell crits, it will gild and stun all enemies in the entire 2 hex radius. So you can use this spell with Gilded Magic and you can just like stun almost an entire army. So if you see Frostfire Detonation, pick it up. So now we're going to see how this build does in actual combat. So we've got some very strong units, some gold columns, but we're also heavily outnumbered, so let's see how it goes. So first of all, we want to have our scouts buff all our units. So just get everybody in position and then have the scout buff them. And so you can see this is the Dragon's Breath attack, and it hits a very wide area. And also, when it crits, which it should do very often, it will stun every enemy in this area. So I just stunned like most of his army right there. And then here's Frostfire detonation. It unfortunately didn't crit. My crit rate is not high enough. Oh, I should have casted a spell first. To get fortune from Astral Blood. And you can see like most of the army is just like stunned now. We're just gonna cast more spells to gild more people. Just keep their entire army stun locked indefinitely. And so these gold golems have a very cool spell, Strike Gold, and it deals damage to all gilded units within a 3 hex radius. If any are killed, then you heal. It also benefits from the extra damage from being a polearm unit. And so you can see here we've gilded a lot of units, so now we use this ability, and they all die. Unfortunately, it seems like this AI has Keeper's Mark on him, so we can't actually kill these units. Not until the next turn, at least. And so you just keep stun locking these units with your critical hits. See, they're all stunned again. And there's not really any counter to this, so if you get to this point, then you've kind of just won against anything. Because you can just stun lock everybody indefinitely forever. And now they're dead. So because Gilded Magic doesn't have like a percent chance of happening, it doesn't matter like how strong the units are. They can be like tier 5 mythic units with a ton of status resistance, and it doesn't matter, you'll just stun them anyways as long as you crit. So there isn't really any counter to this or anything.